U7Buy provides the most convenient, fastest, and safest way to upgrade your team with numerous positive reviews and verified by top creators from different countries with 24/7 online customer support. Now you can enjoy an extra free coins for every order. Don't miss the opportunity for up to 4 million free coins. Use my code Inception for another 8% off. Guys, I was gonna create content on the game right now. Most of the content that I'll do right now, if I talk about like evolutions, some player reviews, if they're not really well formatted, like they're not really going to get too much of a viewership because the game from a gameplay informational perspective is going to be really low right now. But I do have to mention something, man, that like I don't want to be the guy that consistently tells you guys that this game is so suspect to play. But like I'm already seeing patterns that I'm not. If this is the direction that we're gonna go into for FC26, because for some, I don't know what it is, man. Like people ignore it or something. I don't know what it is. You guys ignore, not you guys in general. I think the community very like really understands where the game is at nowadays. But I think people who are passionate about this game, like I don't know what it is. It's like it's addiction that speaks for you, that thinks for you for sure. Because I don't know how you guys don't see these patterns in this game, and you're like, this is a company that's like really doing some things, man. You know why I'm thinking this? Because I did this introduction for Petr Cech when he came out, and then I deleted it because I just came off of a rant video, right? I was ranting already in the beginning of the Cech video because of their new system of how they're doing SBCs. Because they might go into this direction next year if monetary wise, they've actually been noticing a difference. If they have, right? I'm going to explain to you why. They're releasing SBCs nowadays that are incomplete. This is the first complete SBC we might have had in, I don't even know how long. Right, because even though Hullet and Doomfreeze are good, you can make an argument that both cards, even without the evolutions, like they'll still perform pretty decently, right? But Hullet needed Anticipate, and then Doomfreeze, I forget what playstyle it was that he needed, but he needed that fourth playstyle too to like really suit the game. This card right here is what SBCs should be, right? You release an interesting card like this, and you understand the meta of the game, even if you don't give me Finesse Shot Plus and you give me regular Finesse and you choose to give him a different playstyle, like let's say for instance you decide to give him like a Driven Pass instead, right? But you still give him the Driven Shot because the Driven Shot's the most important playstyle for the attackers, then you're actually making SBCs that are interesting. Like you can even see the like to dislike ratio on this card is fair. At this point in the game is again dead from a gameplay using different types of cards perspective because of how EA did things, right? With evolutions and all that kind of stuff. And content, but this is a fair like to dislike ratio because this is a cool card to release for the price value of 300k as an SBC that you are decreasing by putting fodder into, and then you can use like a different type of card in that position, right? Don't get me wrong, he's not super special. I think they definitely could have made him one step above if they gave him a press proven, but 300k for what he offers in game, very solid. Like I was like, oh, this is a nice card to have on the left hand side for my team, right? Van Nistelrooy, like this card, meta-wise, honestly, I would mainly use him as a right back over center back, but they do weird things where it's like, okay, a card like this, in my opinion, guys, any card in the defense or the midfield, because this is a very meta game nowadays when it comes to play styles and roles, if he doesn't have Anticipate Plus, he's going to be super annoying, right? And it's a shame because I use this card in the defensive positions, and I'm like, wow, base mechanics wise, he has it, bro. He has the right stuff. Like the way that the body type and the way that his physical engagements happen, he has the right stuff, right? The price of the SBC was still decent, but the format of the playstyles was really cringe. This is where it's going to start to irritate me. And this is, I think, what they're going to do leading into next year's game, right? They released this Ronald SBC card, right? First of all, you give him cam, center mid, and CDM, right? At least with Lewandowski when you released him, even though giving him Center mid, you could maybe make a small argument for, because if you play 4-5-1 or 4-1-4-1, he'll just be your more attacking oriented card, and then you have to make sure that you have that anticipated intercept with the other two players. You could make an argument for the center mid in regards to that, because he'll just be the more attacking guy, because he won't do defensive animations for you, right? He doesn't have the play styles for it. He has the stats, he doesn't have the play styles. You can give him a shadow, and without the play styles, he's not going to do that much defensive stuff for you. That's just how he works, right? But at least with this card in the cam position, you actually give him cam position playstyles: incisive, pinged, quick step, driven shot. You can make this work at a 5-star capability, okay? Even though with how big he, like, people like this card, but even though with how big he is and how sluggish his dribbling left stick wise could be in certain situations, because it can be cooked from time to time, especially when the gameplay feels bad, that's cooked, right? But then they release this, and then it's like, you give him a technical. So you give me the impression right away where it's like, maybe I want to use him as a cam, but like then you give him like bruiser, anticipate, and pinged pass, but then you don't give him intercept. And the thing that confuses me is that there's people in this community that protects this stuff, right? Like this guy right here, people complaining about intercept basically mean they're bad at the game. These guys have to be like AI controlled NPCs from EA, right? They have to be, because there's no way that you play this game and you don't have these specific playstyles, and then you don't notice this difference of when you don't have these playstyles. Brother, Van Nistelrooy not having Anticipate Plus, you guys could see visually with your own eyes when I did that review, where he does not make actual challenges if I don't have that playstyle plus, where he makes way better interception opportunities for himself because he has the actual playstyle plus. You can't release a card like this with 2.5 months left of the game as a midfielder that you are giving Anticipate and Bruiser to and not have Intercept. You know why I'm speaking this way right now? Because this is probably what they're going to do, because this is their system of how they do things nowadays. Because people are already asking me, Inception, like as a player review, Inception, is this card worth getting? Guys, how can I review this card if it doesn't have Intercept Plus, bro? This card on a Shadow Chemistry style, guys, has 99 interceptions, but he's not going to intercept the ball the way that you think that he will. Back in the day, if you were to release an SBC like this would be a sick card, because you didn't have to worry about not having Intercept Plus. It would just be the stats of what it is. So it'd be like, oh, cool, like Araujo in the center defensive position, more physical guy in that area, no problem, right? That's not how the game works nowadays, because their system of how they're going to do this card specifically, especially with footies coming out, is they're probably going to do a footy season pass where you have to give Intercept Plus. I don't know exactly how it works, because you guys know more than me when it comes to this, but they're going to give Intercept Plus to a card that is 96 or 97 rated and below, that plays in specific positions, where you can now give that 5th playstyle plus 2, because we're at that point in the game now where they are doing that to cards, right? 5 different playstyle pluses on Kaká, 5 different playstyle pluses on Ronaldinho. So that's going to be their direction. You already know that's going to be how it works, where it's like you don't even get full complete SBCs anymore, because you have to use a season pass that you may want to use that on somebody else, but no, you're going to have to use it on Ronald now, because they don't give you a fully complete meta SBC anymore. Like I said, I'm surprised they even released this card, because this is technically a fully complete SBC card. But now, guys, and again, this is the thing that I deleted from the check video, because I just came off of a rant video. Now we have a new system, right, where you're going to unlock an SBC, right, which is this one, whichever one it is, right? You're going to unlock an SBC, and the SBC is going to be like 400k, and then you have to put an evolution towards that said SBC, because EA knows that if people don't have coins, that is yet another way for them to monetize something that was essentially free before. Essentially, quote unquote, free, because your time does not make it free. The menu grind that you do does not make it free. We do have to explain this. It's very important, okay? Because people always ignore this part. Oh, I basically did it for free. No, you spent a lot of time in the menus to get this card, right? But now that's their new system. They're coming up with a new system where you're going to do an SBC and the card will not be meta unless you put them into an evolution. They're experimenting with it this year, so we can only imagine how it's going to work for next year's game. It's another way for them to make revenue on their game. They do it slowly to test the IQ of people. That's what they pretty much do in regards to like the longevity of how much you like play this game, right? Because guys, you know, I used to always say this back in the day, and people used to always tell me that it was a cringe take, right? But I used to tell people all the time that when Foot Draft first came out, and some people who watch my stuff for a while will know this, when Foot Draft first came out, right, you have the option of FIFA points and coins. Because you add the option of FIFA points in that game, you are essentially creating a gameplay game mode that has a monetary way of making money. Brother, I don't know about you guys. I don't know a gameplay game mode that I play in other games where there's even an option for that to even happen. But people don't freak out about that type of stuff, right? Because, you know, you get pack rewards, and then your pack rewards will give you coins in return, and then blah blah, right? This is how it works for this game in this community when they play it, right? But they have this new system now where it's like, hey, I'm gonna give you Buchigueño, right? The SBC is gonna cost a specific amount. I don't know if he costs this much. I actually don't remember anymore because I'm pretty sure fodder is low right now because of the way that gameplay content is, right? But we're gonna release this Emilio card, but he's not going to be meta until you put him into an evolution that I think was 500k during that time period, or the option of FIFA points. So is this the direction that they're going to go with content in the game nowadays, where it's like they're just going to release incomplete SBCs, they might not trend in the moment, and then randomly a month after, the cards are actually cool to use? Maybe, because there might be better cards during that time period as well in a game that meta is like really important. Because, bro, they even did the same thing when they released these cards, right? Like, Mendy came out. Mendy was like, I think 600k when he first came out. Yeah, he still maintains that price from here. 600k, this was never a 600k SBC. This card had 3,600 likes and 1,300 dislikes. And this is how I know people have lost the plot, right? Because how does this card have this many likes over the dislikes when he literally lacks so many playstyles for that time period, right? And then what happened afterwards? It's like, hey, guys, if you unlocked Mendy, now we're going to give you a meta card because this new evolution came out that now all of a sudden gives them Bruiser Plus, Anticipate Plus, Intercept. So you're going to do an SBC for 600k and you're not going to release a complete card. Theo Hernandez rare gold card was still better than this Mendy card. Well, the reason to unlock this card, and even like competitive players will tell you during that time period, was literally because of the French and the Real Madrid links. Right? That was like the main reason. But like, this is what I'm trying to tell you guys. Like, this is like their new way of doing content. They release SBCs that, to be fair, are 95% trash. They don't release cards like this anymore, man. This was actually a cool SBC to release because, like I said, I've mentioned it already 4 times in this video probably. But it's like, thank you for actually giving me playstyles that are relevant for the side position. Should you have given him more roles because roles is such a big part of your game nowadays? Yeah, he should have left mid, right mid. He should have cam. If we're the last 2.5 months of the game and I want to switch between a 4-2-1-3 and a 4-2-3-1 narrow, I should be able to do that. I don't know what formation Crystal Palace plays in real life, but I'm sure if they played a 4-2-3-1, in your mind, that's the cam plus. But then again, it's how they do things now, because I think today they have a new cam plus evo, don't they? It's like something like that. There you go, right? Apply the cam position and all roles plus to a qualifying player. Total positions maximum 3. There you go. See, that's how they do things nowadays, right? It's like, if you want to do it to like a sentimental card, you won't be able to do it to the sentimental card because you got to put it, look, this one actually gives you like Shadow Striker plus. So that's how they get you, right? It's like, here's the evolution now, and now you can do that. People who are new at this game, you didn't have to deal with this before. This is new ways of them, like, this is not as bad because they're not monetizing it, but it's just like, you may want to give it to somebody else that might be more sentimental, but this is how they do it, right? Max 3 total positions, right? So they're going to release an SA card that has a max total of 3 positions, and now you can make him a cam plus. So that you can have that rotation in your team. And then again, this is when they release these evolutions, people get the likes up like crazy, because the way that this game works is that people, as the game slowly comes out year after year, they're going to slowly start to forget about how the game used to be and how you didn't have to deal with these cringe ways of playing, right? Because, dude, if we're going to be leading into FC26, right? So you're going to be telling me, because if it's the same thing, I don't know, I don't do any research because I couldn't care less about this game, right? But you're going to tell me, right, that if I get a striker card and he does not have advanced forward plus plus, or he just has like just advanced forward plus or no advanced forward whatsoever, and he only has like a poacher like you did in the beginning of this year, that player is just not going to be able to have like good base attacking AI stuff anymore. So it's not like back in the day where if I use Benzema, for instance, good base attacking AI, I'm good. Or a Correa rare gold card where he would have base attacking AI, or Mbappe's card, which obviously is expensive, but he would have the base attacking AI. So you're telling me like we're going to go into another year where I have to keep building cards just to play the game normally? To have attacking AI stuff that should just come from them? Guys, listen. We do content on this game, right? That's as far as it goes, though. Okay? As far as it goes, because this game is such a cooked game to play. You see how the gameplay is. You see how they promote their content with the way that they format certain things with playstyles and roles, but we're still gonna toss money at these guys. It's there's so many things I disagree with, like with the way that they do stuff. They're finding new ways to make money. They don't even give you a full SBC anymore, guys. Again, considering the circumstances of this year, because people are going to start to forget about this from what it was in previous years. You didn't have to. If I wanted to use Eze as a 4-2-3-1, quote unquote, left attacking mid, who had better attacking AI back in the day, right? Over the Shadow Striker and stuff, I could do that. But no, I need an evolution to now be able to do that. That's why they released him at that thing, guys, where they have just the 3 positions, because that's how they do stuff now. They release evolutions that gives you that opportunity to do that. The reason why I'm talking this way is because like the trigger was the icon cards like check and stuff. The trigger was Araujo because it's just like honestly, you got to be impressed, because honestly, they're probably making money off these too. Like, considering how much they messed up this year, they're probably making money off this too. Because that footy season pass is going to come out. Intercept Plus is going to be one of those things, and then you can actually add that to the card. And now, hey, now it transforms the card entirely. How can I review this card when I don't have one of the most important playstyle pluses? And you give him technical plus, bro. For what? What's a technical plus for, brother? With intercept, this card could be really good. But it's like, what am I going to do? Do a review off of base mechanic stuff when intercept literally transforms the way that your card positions himself on the pitch? I have cards that have mid 90s for dribbling. If I lead into next year's game, and these cards still have poor dribbling because I don't have playstyles or my dribbling stats are not high enough, and they're going to feel even worse. I don't get it. I play the game now. I did the review for Van Nistelrooy now with the attackers that I have that have mid 90s for dribbling, have press proven, have technical. But if your gameplay feels slow and sluggish, they're going to feel slow and sluggish. But I'm feeling slow and sluggish with 95 dribbling. So imagine slow and sluggish with rare gold cards. Imagine slow and sluggish with first promo cards that still don't have the dribbling playstyles. Like, bro, are we going to go in this direction again? Because if we do, like, that's really bad. That's why I tell people all the time, I don't think I'll ever stream this game again. If you guys see me stream the game, that means that I agree with like what I'm seeing from like a content perspective or gameplay perspective. But like as a regular video game, like to play this game normally and to grind it normally is just really cooked, man. That's why the SBC accounts generally is garbage. They release like attackers nowadays that like, bro, this team of the season Hansen is still better than those cards. Why? Because she has driven and pinged and rapid. Those are just those 3 play styles is relevant, more relevant than some of the cards they release that have like 5 play styles. I don't know. It's funny because today I could have done my quantity amount of videos. I could have done the review for Araujo. I could have done the review for the evolution because there's some like attacker players that could put on the thumbnail. Maybe it gets 5K views because we're at that point in the game right now, right? But it's like for me, I don't know. And guys, this is just regular conversation because I still get people to this day that will come to me and be like, "Oh, he only rants for the viewership," as if when I first started doing it, people didn't think like these guys just don't. They don't remember. They don't know me long enough to know that like when I first ranted about the inconsistent gameplay or all that kind of stuff, that I lost 90% of my viewership. It wasn't the cool thing to do back in the day. It's the cool, quote unquote, cool thing to do now, but it wasn't back in the day. Okay? Back in the day, Foot Champs came out. You agree with the format of Foot Champs, or you disagree with the format of Foot Champs, you disagree with how they do their content. Like, no, it was not well received, my friend, during those time periods. Because I used to be mainly a streamer, right? FIFA, whenever the first year was that they released Foot Champs, FIFA 18, I think. I tell a story all the time, man. We went for like when we consistently stream, because streaming consistently is a really important thing. But if you have like 1,400 viewership, bro, I had like 100 whenever I came back because of the complaints that I did because of the foot. But people don't think about that though, because you don't care to think about that. Your mind is so fixated on the one thing that I'm talking about. Guys, you act like I'll never give credits to EA if they do something good. When the new new gen patch came out, it made the game 30% more enjoyable because there was actually attacking AI stuff going on if you use like certain formations and stuff. I still have that video up. That's the only video I have where I talked positively about the game because I wasn't seeing brain dead behavior, right? Which is not saying that much because the game is still garbage, right? But it's a less version of trash than it was before, you know? I don't know. I don't know what to say. I'm like looking at how this promo just makes me feel that way the most too. Like I'm curious to see how they do footies because footies is essentially supposed to be the promo where like it kind of brings people back, maybe a little bit. I don't know, but I don't know. Like if this is what we're gonna be leading into next year to do content. Like I hope the players just feel good at first and not have to like need very basic things to do basic things. You know what I'm saying? Like the difference of not having Intercept Plus and then having it is like I don't, this new system is gonna be so like it's gonna be cooked, man. Every player you do, it's gonna always feel the same now, man, because you're gonna find what you like every year of FIFA EA, you're gonna need standing tackles and you're gonna need interceptions. That's already the given, you know? Sometimes before you would find cards that were like unique. Like you use Varane, you're like, yo, Varane is one of those guys that have like crazy defensive animations. So this is why I'm going to do this SBC. This is why I'm going to get this card. But now it's like the main difference would be body type, to be honest, for like defensive engagements and stuff. But yeah, I don't know. One of those things, guys. Just a regular conversation. I'm not like it's just I'm thinking, I'm like if I do like gameplay related content on this game, like I just doing a review for Araujo, like even if the video might get 10K views, which would be good at this point in the game, I think this is like mainly Barcelona fans that are upvoting this. It's just like for me to myself, knowing how cringe this SBC is because he doesn't have one of the main play styles of defense, not even a base of it, and then knowing that it's probably going to be a footy season pass is just like it's such a cooked way of I don't know. I don't know, dudes. We'll see what we can do for these 2.5 months. We're gonna try to, hopefully they drop content that's good enough. Like this, you need more cards like this. You just need to post more stuff like that. Very reasonable price for what he offers in game. Has the right play styles, and then you're good. But this without intercept, like the only reason why this has more upvotes and dislikes is because it's probably Barcelona fans that are just upvoting it, to be honest with you. It just doesn't make sense, man. Well, it does make sense. It's their way to monetize. They're like, hey guys, well, Araujo could be good, But here's this footy season pass you have to pay for to get an intercept that we're not already giving you, even though that we know we're taking it out, you know? That's crazy. The cards never had intercept too. Yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna go chill. We'll see what the content is for tomorrow, guys, but that's it for today. I just wanted to do a regular conversation today because I don't know, maybe I'm looking at it from like a logical point of view and people just ignore it. I don't know what it is. I think you guys don't ignore it though. I think you guys understand that this is stupid. I don't think I know. I think you guys are different nowadays than it was in the past. I think you guys have a better understanding of like the practices that are just cringe to do nowadays. But hey, that is what it is. We'll leave it there, guys. We'll leave it there. Hopefully you enjoyed the conversation video. I'll catch you guys for the next one, man. This promo, man, I was hoping that there wasn't a Team 4 when I was like tweeting about it. I'm like, just end it. If you have a Team 4, just end it, bro. Just go to footies. Like, I'm curious to see what they're going to do with footies in regards to like playstyles and stuff. Does Cruyff at least have a low-driven base? Whoa, this card doesn't even have a low-driven base? Wow. So you just shoot normally and then just kind of hope that they're good enough. Interesting. All right, guys. I will catch you guys for the next one, man. I hope you enjoyed the conversation today. Sorry if it comes across as negative, but man, the way they do stuff this year, it's like confusing. It's confusing to you, you know? Anyways, I'll catch you guys for the next one, okay? Peace out, dudes. Love you guys. Thanks for supporting the content as usual, guys. We'll see what we can do tomorrow, man. Today actually would have been an okay day to post for Evolution and Araujo. Probably would have gotten more views than Van Nistelrooy and stuff, but I just wanted to talk about it, man. It's just cringe how they do stuff now. I'm curious to see how they're going to come up with more monetization for next year's game. You guys can't step foot on the pitch unless you pay 10K each game or 50 FIFA points. You can't play a game of Rivals unless you put 50 FIFA points into the game. They're in their meeting, they're like, how are we going to do this? Where they have to pay to play the game. We need FIFA points for them to play one half of FIFA. Oh, man. You know, it's a good and bad thing because for me, guys, with content creation, the only thing that changes is that, like, obviously my live content is going to be garbage, but the promo cards are going to be the actual meta cards. So I just do reviews on those things and then I'm good. But it's still cringe, like from a regular gameplay perspective. So anyways, I'll catch you guys for the next one. Just want to have a conversation with you guys in regards to this. It's just cringe, but it is what it is. That's just, that's how they do things nowadays, right? So peace out, dudes. Love you guys.